I signed his name before he finished speaking. That's the thing about ultimatums. People who deliver them never expect you to call. They've rehearsed the speech, calculated the odds, convinced themselves the threat is the leverage. What they haven't done is prepare for the moment you say, okay. He placed the papers on the kitchen table. Our kitchen table. The one we picked out together when we bought this house, the one where we used to eat breakfast on weekends before things got complicated. He set them down with this small smile, not cruel, confident. The smile of someone who's already done the math. If you can't accept her, he said, then we need to talk about next steps. Her, the woman he'd been seeing for 8 months. The one I'd known about for 6. The one he'd assured me was nothing, then something, then a mistake he was handling, then a complication he needed time to resolve. Time. He always needed more time. I picked up the pen. He kept talking. Something about how marriages evolve, how polyamory was becoming more common, how he still loved me, but needed space to love differently. The words washed over me like radio static. I wasn't listening anymore. I hadn't been listening for months. I signed. Not my name, his. No, that's not right. I signed my name, my full name. The one I kept when we married because it was mine and I liked the sound of it. I signed carefully, deliberately, the way you sign a check you want to be legible. Then I slid the papers back across the table. There, I said. Don't. His face did something I'd never seen before. The confidence drained first, then the confusion set in. Then something that looked almost like fear flickered at the edges. No, wait. His hand went to the papers, not picking them up, just touching them. You misunderstood? Did I? I didn't mean right now. I meant we need to discuss. You brought divorce papers to the kitchen table. I stood up. You put them in front of me. You told me to accept your mistress or we're done. I accepted the we're done part. What's the confusion? He stood too, suddenly taller, suddenly urgent. That's not what you're twisting this. I was trying to be honest with you. Most wives would appreciate, most wives. I picked up my keys. You've been comparing me to most wives. That's not what I meant. It never is. I left, walked out of our house, got in my car, drove to a hotel, not a dramatic hotel, just a clean one near the airport where nobody asked questions. I sat on the bed and waited for something to happen, grief maybe, or relief, or rage. Instead, I just felt tired, the deep tired of something ending that should have ended months ago. The calls started that night, then the texts, then the emails. He'd made a mistake, he'd phrased it badly. He didn't want a divorce, he wanted honesty. Could we just talk? Could I come home? He loved me, he'd end it with her. He'd already ended it. He was ending it right now. Was I listening? I turned off my phone. The next morning, I called my sister, not to cry, to ask if I could stay with her while I figured out my next move. She said yes without asking questions. That's the thing about sisters who've watched you shrink yourself for years. They've been waiting for you to stop. I stayed with her for 3 weeks. Long enough to find a lawyer. Long enough to realize I wasn't sad. I was something else. Something I couldn't name until I sat in that lawyer's office and heard her say, "You're doing remarkably well, all things considered." "I'm not." I said, "I'm just done." She nodded like she understood. Maybe she did. Lawyers see a lot of endings. They know the difference between collapse and completion. He tried to stop it, of course. Contested things, dragged his feet, showed up at my sister's house one night, drunk and apologetic, asking for 5 minutes. I gave him 0. Stood in the doorway while he talked, then closed it when he ran out of words. Not hard, just final. The divorce went through 6 weeks later. I got the house. He got the guilt, I assume. Not my problem anymore. People ask if I ever think about him. The answer is yes, but not the way they mean. I think about that moment at the kitchen table. His smile, my signature. The way his face changed when he realized I wasn't playing. I think about how close I came to staying. How many women stay. How many of them are standing in kitchens right now, listening to ultimatums, wondering if they're strong enough to leave. I'm not strong. That's what nobody understands. I was just tired. Tired enough to stop pretending. Tired enough to let him see the math I'd already done. He thought I was choosing him or choosing her. I was choosing myself, finally, for the first time. And the strangest part is how quiet it was. No fireworks. No triumph. Just a signature on a page and a door closing behind me. Sometimes that's enough.